Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. Somebody asked the question, does Walmart offer bad credit loans? And the answer to that is kind of, sort of. So let me explain this. All right. So Walmart partnered up with Upstart. Now, Upstart actually is the issuer. Okay. And so what it is that you go through Walmart's portal, okay, and you go there and it'll send you over to Upstart, okay, and so they won't do a hard pull on the credit, all right, and they offer loans up to $50,000, okay, and yes, it's okay. You can have a high debt to income ratio. What I mean by high debt to income ratio, with banks and credit unions, most of the time, if your debt to income ratio is over that 55% threshold, they won't give you a loan. However, with Upstart technology, they may still qualify you all the way up to 75% debt to income ratio. All right. Now, in reference to, let me explain to you about the no job situation so you can have complete understanding about this. You do not have to have a regular job, okay? You do have to have income. However, you do not have to have a regular job. So you can be in doing side gigs, okay? You can do side gigs. You can be on government benefits, all right? You can be receiving child support. You can receive alimony, okay? Those are the terms in terms of allowing you to still qualify for this loan. Now, here's the thing about it. I would tell you, when it comes to income, granted, the Upstart would tell you they don't have a minimum income threshold. I would tell you, all right, just to be safe, I would make sure that my monthly income after taxes is at least $1,000. Okay. Now, I do have some lenders I'll tell you about that they will work with you if your monthly income after taxes is less than $1,000. And I'll speak on those in a minute. But this is with Upstart. Okay. Now, they saying that you don't even have to have a credit score to qualify. All right. So when they tell you you don't have to have a credit score to qualify, what they're looking at a different data set of points. All right. So they're looking at how long you've been at this address, what's your level of education. See, a lot of people don't even think that they even factor this in when getting the loans. Well, with Upstart, they do. Okay. They look at how long you've been on your job. All right. And I'll actually explain to you how to get an interest-free loan in a minute. The factors with Upstart is totally different with your traditional banks and stuff. Now, they do charge an origination fee. Now, with their origination fee goes up to 12%, meaning that when you apply for this loan, let's say you get $10,000, or let's just say you get $25,000, right? So they charge a fee to process that loan. Okay, and so when they charge their fee, they're going to subtract that from their $25,000. All right, so that's something you have to keep in mind. Now, usually Upstart, they're going to use a FICO, they're going to use a FICO 9 score. Sometimes they may look at your Equifax. Sometimes they may even pull your LexisNexis. Okay. That's right. They may go to the third-party bureaus and see what type of data. Now, here's something that may get you disqualified right away. If you have a recent bankruptcy, okay, if you have a recent bankruptcy that isn't over 2 years old, this can get you disqualified. All right. So this is something that you definitely have to understand. But other than that, if you have challenging credit. Now, here's another thing that they may look at, even though they say they'll work with you with bad credit. If you have a recent collections, okay, that's currently reported. Now, if you had a collection that went into charge off, but is no longer reporting for the past 6 months, then they will accept that and they will give you a loan from that. All right. That being said, one of the better ways I tell you guys, if you're looking for a zero interest loan, the best way to get that zero interest loan is to actually, if you're working a regular W-2 job, go to your HR, file the W-4 form. Okay, with that W-4 form, all right, it's going to stop them from taking federal income taxes out of your check. Now, I always tell people do this for 3 to 4 months. That way you can bring home a bigger paycheck, okay, to help you get caught up on bills. Another way for you to get help with paying your bills and stuff like that, I told you to go to findhelp.org, findhelp.org, okay? And you're going to put in your zip code, and it's going to tell you all the nonprofits that's going to help you pay your rent, pay your utilities, if you have a child, to get child care, if you need medical assistance. It actually breaks down and give you all of those resources in your area to help you with that. Now, there's something else. If you are struggling, like if you have loans and stuff like that, what you can do, if they're with a credit union, you may want to reach out to them and see if they will allow you to skip a payment. Some credit unions will do it every 12 months. Some credit unions will do it every 6 months. All right. And what they'll do, if you're struggling to make a payment and stuff like that, what they'll do, they'll put that payment on the back end. They'll just charge you a fee. Maybe some charge $5, some charge $15, some charge $20 for this. However, they won't report it as a negative on your credit file, right? So you'll be allowed to actually skip a payment. So that's another resource that you should look. If you are paying a car loan, okay, and you're having trouble making a car payment and stuff like that, you can call up your lender to see if they will allow you to skip a payment. Now, like I told you guys, I've been in the credit industry over 2 decades. That's over 20 years. And that's one thing I know with a lot of car lenders, they'll rather for you to skip a payment, okay? It'll still accrue interest, but you'll be skipping a payment than for you to default on that loan, especially when you're in a climate like this. All right. So that's the reason why I tell you should reach out to them. Now, some other lenders that you may want to consider to get a loan, you have like Lend Nation. All right. And the reason I'm picking on Lend Nation is because, one, they're not going to do a hard pull on the credit. Number two is that they offer a line of credit up to $10,000. Now, with this here line of credit, they're only going to charge you interest on what you actually use. So if they give you the $10,000 and you only use $6,500 of it, you're only paying interest on that. They also offer installment loans, but I think the best product Lend Nation have is the $10,000 line of credit. Then you also have low credit finance. Okay, and so I tell you all that low credit finance, they go up to $50,000. One of the better things is because of the low interest rate. Their low interest rates is 5.99 up to 35.99. Now, the best thing about this here with low credit finance is that with those type of loans, they're not going to be reporting on your personal credit. Okay. So you do have to have an active checking account with deposits in it. However, if you get approved for this type of loan, they are not going to report it on the personal credit, okay? And a lot of times these loans do come from tribal lenders as well. And so that being said, there's less paperwork involved, but they just want to make sure that you have an active checking account with regular income. That's the reason I tell you guys that, yes, you can receive government benefits. You can receive welfare, all right, child support, alimony, and they will still work with you. So that's the reason I tell you guys, you don't necessarily have to have a job in order to qualify for a loan. You just have to show proof of income, all right? So that's one of the biggest things. Now, again, you have another lender that you may want to check out, and that's with Avant. Avant seems to have been very flexible. They go up to 35,000. Okay, working with a 580 credit score, DTI 70%, and they've been more flexible to work with people and stuff like that. They use AI information. Okay, so they're not like your traditional lender as well. So they're gonna look at the same things that Upstart look at, like how long you've been on your job, what type of level of education you have. Okay, these are the things that have come into effect with these type of loans that give you more leverage. All right, then there's another lender. You have a CDFI. Okay, a Community Development Financial Institute. There's a couple. All right, so Opportune that you hear me mention about, they go up to $10,000. You don't even need a social for them. However, minimum income you have to have after taxes is only $500. All right, so you don't need a whole lot of money for them. Then you have People's Trust Loan. It's also a CDFI, a Community Development Financial Institute. They go up to $10,000 on a loan as well. All right, so I hope this video helps you. If you find any pleasure in the video, if you find anything that can help you in the video, leave a comment. Please share the video. Also, I encourage you, look at my other videos. I'm always finding different resources to help the community, and all I ask is the community to reciprocate by helping me grow the channel. So as I find more resources, we're able to help more people in the community. All right, so I hope this helps you. If you have any questions, you can schedule a one-on-one consultation by clicking the link in the description. Thank you.